Okay.
and they're scientists are trying to figure out why people in the blue zones live longer than everyone else.
Shut
You know,
up.
the
Really?
genetics. Yeah, seriously, they live over 100 years old. So what these criminals do is they capture eight of these kids, not kids, but adults who are direct descendants of the people that are living in the blue zone and start doing these god-awful experiments on them and trying to
Oh.
crossbreed them so that they can create the perfect babies and sell them on the black market.
Oh shit. Oh my God. It's the designer babies. They
Yeah,
do like for real. Like, oh my God.
it's it's designer babies through DNA.
Oh, you blow my
Okay,
mind. Oh my God.
so where we're at with that now is that my producing partner and I have been working on this over a year and a half. We got a schedule done. And she said to me, okay, if you're going to come on board, what do you want? Do you have any demands? I said,
Right.
no, I have some requests. And my
Hmm.
request is we do this old school. And she goes,
Okay.
meaning? I said, we do it the right way. We don't just
I like that.
throw spaghetti at the wall and put numbers in a budget and hope it sticks. We're going to do a schedule. And she goes, why? I said, good question. I said, because if you make a schedule, you know day by day what the requirements are for crew, cast, equipment, location,
Yeah.
cameras, and all that stuff. And you can then put that, extrapolate that, and put it into a budget. And the budget is realistic. So if any investor looks and says, what's this for? I can say, we have a bid for that. And
Right.
if you'd like to talk to them, here's their phone number. You can verify that the numbers are what we said it is.
Right.
So in 50 years of filmmaking, when I've had control of a budget, unless the client asks for something, I've never once gone over budget because it's that detailed of a budget. I mean, I get it down to ashtrays on the set, everything.
How does your brain work, John? I mean, you're you're you really are so detail oriented, and it's not many times you really find people who you love your craft, but you're going like above and beyond for your craft. You're also that business side of it. Like, how do you manage all these projects coming up all over the place? People saying, "Can you look at my script? Can you do this for me?" Like, does it just work for you? Like, it's just, I'm John. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Thank you for that. Honestly, I don't know. I just do it. It's
Love
it's
that.
something I love problem solving.
Mm,
I love trying to figure out how to do things. I can give you an example if you like.
sure.
Okay. Because I love problem solving, I got a
Mhm.
call and they said, we want you to be able to shoot a live concert, a music concert called
Serious?
Sticks. Yeah, Sticks in Atlanta, but we want you to shoot it in eight film cameras. I said, well, that's not possible because you need the clapper. They said, you go figure it out.
Okay.
So I so I went to New York, talked to my friend at the New York record plant, and I
Okay.
said, when you record a musician, if he makes a mistake, how do you fix something like that? He goes, oh, if you look at the reader on the tape, there's numbers going. Today's standards, it's called simply time code. It's a standard. Nobody even thinks about it. It's just a given. But
Right.
back then it was like nobody knew about it. I said, so what do you do? He goes, I can do frame accurate, punch in, re-record it, put it back together on a different track, blend it in, you'll never notice it. I said, can that be pushed out to a monitor? He goes,
Mhm.
yeah, but you'll need to get a distribution app. So I flew back to LA, went to Warner Brothers and to their engineering department, explained what I was doing. They go, yeah, it's going to be about $300 to make it for eight cameras. So I said, okay. So I
No.
hook all that up. The concept is this. When the tape starts rolling in the audio truck,
Okay.
it's generating the time code. That time
Oh,
code goes out to every monitor in the audience, all eight stations. The cameraman, unsynced with each other because you don't want to run out of film at the same time, starts on the monitor with the SMPTE time code running, hands up on the stage, and you got an automatic slate.
oh shit. That's smart.
Scorsese was doing the same thing with The Last Waltz at the same time.
So did
And
he copy you or just coincidence?
I'm not even going to go there.
Hmm.
I think it was a lovely coincidence.
Nice coincidence, that's all.
Yeah, but at least I figured it out.
That's brilliant. Music is difficult. I didn't know you went into music too.
I did. I worked with a guy named Robbie Patton who wrote "Hold Me," which was the number one song for Fleetwood Mac. And one night he came over, we're hanging out, and he looks, he goes, "Whose guitar?" And my wife says, "John's." He says, "Oh, play something." I said, "No, I don't play. No, no, I'm not doing that."
Mm.
So a bottle of vodka later, he goes, "Let's play the music." I said,
Oh
"All
no, oh
right."
no. So did you?
So I played him some song, some lyric, not lyrics, rhythms. I like rhythm. I'm not a good lead kind of guy. I'm a rhythm guy. And he said, "Wait, go back and do this and do that, do this." Next
Okay.
thing I know, we recorded 6 songs.
Damn. You must have
I
felt like so like because it wasn't your comfort zone at first.
actually that wasn't, but when years ago when I was younger, I played saxophone in a band. So music was in my blood. It's just, if you don't have a passion for something, at some point you have to say, I love doing this, but I don't wake up every morning and play sax or play my
Right,
guitar.
right.
It's not there for me. So I recognize it, and I stayed with the sax and I stayed with the guitar. And then I picked up sitar and harmonica and a couple other things. And um,
Whoa. Oh
yeah,
my
so
God. You're like, okay, Justin Bieber plays like a lot of instruments. I know it's gonna sound funny, but he plays a lot of instruments, and a lot of people don't give him credit for that. They just think like, he's the baby singer, but he plays so many, and it's not very common for somebody to play that many instruments and be very good at them. So that's amazing, John.
yeah, I enjoy it. It's to me at night when Linda goes to bed, that's my wife. I'll come in my office and I'll pick up either my 6 or 12 string and I'll start playing something and she'll come down and go, "What's that song?" I said, "What song?" She goes, "What were you just playing?" I said,
Right,
"I
right.
have no idea." She goes, "Why aren't you recording this stuff? It's good." I said, "Why aren't you in bed and leave me alone?"
Oh my God, you know what? She has your best interest. Clearly, she's thinking. She's thinking for you. That's
Yeah,
good.
she is. Yeah. So I don't know, it just kind of starts flowing out of me and I don't think about it. I'm just playing and after a while I'm just listening. I'm not a participant, I'm just a listener.
Oh,
And
that's
it
great.
just goes. Yeah, it's wild.
You know what? Acoustic, is very popular nowadays. Maybe in your future, maybe you'll do something like that. It's like very popular
Probably no.
on Spotify. Come on, it's really look, just a little seed. There it is. And maybe maybe in the future. I know acoustics, people love it. So if you're really that good, I don't know. Maybe you're not that good. I don't
Oh no, I'm good.
know. Okay, so now Mr. Confident comes out. Okay.
I'm good at what I do. And look,
Yeah,
let me explain it this way. There are guitar players like Jimmy Page, Eric Clapton, and all the greats, right? They're guitar players.
right.
I play guitar.
Got it.
So there's a huge
Play it.
distinction there.
Got it. Yeah, okay.
Or I can write melodies and not melodies, rhythms that Robbie will come in and take out 12 of my chords that I think are beautiful. And he goes, "They're useless. And we got to have some room for the vocals." And we reshape it. And he writes the lyrics to it, and it becomes a really symbiotic relationship. And the way this happened, which was really funny, he said, "We've got to figure out a way to record this stuff. I'm going to London for a month. I'll be back."
Okay.
I said, "Okay." I said, what do they normally record it on? He goes, "Pro Tools." I said, "Okay." So he leaves and I get online, go, "Pro
Hmm.
Tools, what's Pro
What's
Tools?"
wrong?
And so I download Pro Tools and I'm sitting there with the manual and I'm reading it and go, "Okay, okay." And I'm trying to sit there. "Oh, okay, 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 okay. Yeah, wow." He comes back, he goes, "So we got to figure this out." I said, "No, I got to figure it out. I set up something in the basement. We've got a studio." He goes, "Wait a minute. I've been gone for 30 days. You're telling me you learned Pro Tools in 30 days?" I said, "Well, I wouldn't go as far as saying I've learned Pro Tools. I think I've learned it enough so we can record and do a basic mix." He goes, "I got to see this. That's not possible." So we went down the basement and we started playing and we recorded it and I played it back and I put in some stuff. He goes, "Okay, what add-ins do you have?" And I told him this. He goes, "Give me those add-ins." And then we started adding tracks in. The next thing he knows, he goes,
Oh
30 days and you learn this? That's not possible.
my
I said,
God. Yes, it is.
problem solving.
Oh my God. John, what is your like astrology sign? Do you know?
Dollar. No, it's
The dollar bills for us all.
I'm an Aquarius.
Oh, my dad is one too. So inquisitive, and he was a drummer. So
Ah.
Yeah, so maybe I don't know, maybe Aquarius it just happens to be like so inquisitive though, so that you remind me of him a little bit. So um I was kind of like, what is John? So what do you have coming up that you could share with people? Super secret, but you could share a little bit. Anything?
Well, Ageless, which is the thriller we talked about. I'm
Right.
trying to get the Christmas Voices. I've been approached by another group, and I've got to be careful because I don't know how much they want me to divulge. So I'm going to be very on the edge
Be
on
like
this.
broad and like not even a lot, but like a little.
It has to do with the plight of the American Indian.
Oh.
And it's not about like scenes where they've been raped and all that. It's really about the aftermath of these characters. And the story, the idea has got me by the toe because I have so much respect for the American Indians. And my wife has a little American Indian in her. And we're always going on marches to protect their rights and help them in any way we can. Um, so that's something we're all in discussions about. They want me to direct it, and it all depends on whether they can get it together and stuff. They sent me a script that I had not read, but the concept sounds incredible, and that kind of stuff resonates because it deals with spirituality and all that.
What nation does she come from? She
I don't know. I,
no, you
I
don't.
don't. She probably told me 100 times, and I keep saying, "Ah, that's great, honey."
My God, John, that is the coolest thing ever for her to be able to actually trace that. That's very
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, yeah.
Have any in you?
No, I don't have any Indian in me,
Are you
but
just
she does.
Italian?
No, I'm Greek,
You're Greek? Oh my God. Okay, well,
100%.
okay. Italian, Greek, there we go. So, so where? Listen, I live in Queens. The story is right here. You have a lot of Greek and you have a lot of Italian and a lot of good.
Oh, yeah, you do.
Yeah. I love that eggplant dip. It's Greek. It's my favorite. I gotta say. Anyways, you're bringing me back to like food heaven. I'm sorry. Sorry, it happens to me sometimes. Um, where can people stay in touch with you? Because I know your website's really good, by the way. It's excellent. You could see the projects lined up, but for you to say, where can people actually find your stuff and be in touch with your new projects? And I know you're doing like a crowdfunding. Is that still active or no?
Yeah, we're doing a crowdfunding because we have a group that wants to see a scene that we film at Christmas Voices, and then they will go further with their process and help us raise the money to make the film. I have a website, johncallas.com, CALLAS.com. I'm very open to discussion, helping people out. A matter of fact, a woman on Instagram reached out to me because she knew I was a mental health expert. And she said, "Can I talk to you?" I said, "Sure." She goes, "How much would it cost for an hour?"
You
I
said
said, "How
never.
about nothing?"
Yeah, I
Exactly.
figured. I know you because you remind me of my dad. Like, so I knew this is nothing.
Yeah, I
You just
couldn't do
care
that to
about
somebody who,
people. You just care.
yeah, of course. You
It's
give
just
you give where you can.
right, exactly. John, you might be like the nicest guest I've ever had on. People are nice, but there's a certain vibe about you that's genuine and very natural and real. And I love that because you just don't see it too often. You really don't. So I really appreciate you coming on Lillee Jean Talks Live and sharing all this. You seriously have no idea. It's not so common.
Thank you. I don't know how to respond to that. It's funny because I'm one of these people that I love giving, and when it comes back,
You're
I have a
like,
hard
I
time.
don't know what to
It,
say. Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah,
Compliments. I hate them. But you know what? I wouldn't be Lily unless I complimented. So there you go. I'm an
thank, I,
Aries, John. I'm an Aries,
ah,
So it's just in my nature.
so I told my wife one night about an idea I had, and she's looking at me. I said, "Why are you looking at me like that?" She goes, "I got to ask you a question." I said, "Sure, what, honey?" She goes, "Where does your mind wander off the reservation to come up with these ideas?"
Okay.
I said, "No idea. Just it
It just
goes, and I just
does.
follow it where it's going."
It's because you're inquisitive. It's because you know what you want, you're thinking about it, you're creating it in your head, and you know what's right, what feels right, and what looks right because of expertise and all the years of doing it. So that's where it goes. That's where it goes,
Well,
Linda. It's going to great places of creativity.
this came out of a conversation I was telling her about a novel that I wanted to write, which I finished, called The Myth. And she goes, "What's this about?" I said, "Well, when I was younger, I always felt like something kept pulling me, and I could never understand what. And then one night I realized what it was because I was watching a Nat Geographic's thing about salmon going upstream, and they were spawning. They were going back to their home. And I realized maybe there's a pull to outer space to where I come from, and I want to go back home. So I created this whole world of 2 seconds out of our dimension and our universe of two warring planets that had to try to find a way to be peaceful. And they came into our solar system during the
Oh,
evolution of mankind, which created Adam and Eve, Atlantis, and all of the mythology of the Greek mythologies. And I put this into a screenplay, a novel, and now I'll put it into a screenplay. But it's just, and she's looking, she goes, "You're crazy." And she goes to
I
bed.
love it. You know,
Yeah.
this would be a good concept for like animation. For some reason, it reminds me of something that maybe could be something like that, or something highly cinematic. But it would have to be done really right. Like Avatar is really right. It has to be like that.
Yeah, I agree with you. This is one of those projects I'm keeping really tight to the vest. You know, it's like it hasn't been published. I don't want to
You want
necessarily
me to cut
publish
this
it.
part out so nobody
No, no,
steals your idea?
no,
Okay, okay.
no. If somebody wants to steal it, they can, because there's been a lot of films made where people come from other planets and they come in and have, but they don't have what I have in it, which is all of the mythology and how it's
Got
structured.
that.
And yeah, I mean, look, you can tell a million love stories, boy meets
Yeah,
girl,
yeah,
girl
yeah.
meets boy, they fall in love.
Mhm.
But it's where you're setting it, the tone, how you develop the characters and all that. So I'm not afraid of that.
Oh, I like that. I'm not afraid of them. So,
No.
Pisha. So, what is your favorite Greek mythology before we go? I'm now kind of curious about that. Like, favorite one, because I have one, but I want to hear yours first.
Oh, tell me yours, because I don't think I have one, honestly.
I love Estrella. I love the story of Estrella because I love how she brings the golden age and she feels like mankind just kind of like fucked up. And here she sacrificed herself for all these humans, so be us. And
Huh.
I love the mystery shrouded in will she return one day? Are the humans worthy of her? I love it. It's an interesting story. And
Nice.
she's justice in a way too, so I love that.
I should have put her in my novel. Hmm.
Credit me
Maybe a
with that,
rewrite.
John. Credit me because here it is. It's filmed. It's filmed, John.
Yeah, okay. I got you.
Yeah, I'm glad we got each other over a cup
Yeah.
of coffee.